Good morning, America! Good morning! Good morning! I hope this music wakes you up. It's Wednesday, June 5th, there you go. Ow! Got some howling guitars there. Listen to that. Oh my gosh. Blazing guitars. Let's bring the guitar blazing to an end. Yeah, there you go. That was Bustin' Loose out of the YouTube audio library. Bustin' Loose. So there you go. Today we're not going to talk about migrants. We're going to talk about another institution that's stealing from you, right? It's just not the migrants stealing from you. It's your banks, right? Don't know if you saw this, but the FDIC has come out in the last week and said that U.S. banking system has 63 problem banks. Yes, problem banks. And you should probably know who those are, but they don't tell you who they are. So I just wanted to go over some basics here and let you guys know how you can check your bank, find out if you could be one of those problem banks, and make you aware of some facts that a lot of people don't realize. One, the FDIC DIF fund, right? So when banks go under, there's a fund that covers any potential losses up to the $250K per account or account owner at that institution. That is severely depleted, guys. The last couple of years, the bank failures that we had were huge. Even though there was only like 4 or 5 of them, they were more than the 2008-2009 failures, which numbered like 253. So 5 bank failures were greater than 253 back in 2008-2009. That's a fact. That's a fact for you guys. Another fact, currently the DIF fund only covers 1 penny or 1 cent. I don't even have a penny on me here. 1 cent of every dollar on deposit that's covered by the FDIC. So it wasn't meant for large scale coverage, okay? It was meant to cover 1 or 2 banks having problems and didn't take into account any type of systematic domino effects, okay? So here we have the article that that hit the interwebs here, Market Insider. Higher interest rates have created 63 problem banks with $517 billion in unrealized losses. There you go. That's a big amount. Big amount. So there you have it. So this loss is sparked by higher interest rates, and the banks basically, have their money assigned to bonds, and those bonds are at a lower rate. They can't move them, and if they move them, they got to take a loss. So they have an unrealized loss, and they're sitting there hoping that they can have enough money if they get a bank run or something that they can make it through. So, 63 banks, folks. 63 banks. I'm going to show you another website out there, which we've talked about many, many times. This is WeissRatings.com. WEISS ratings.com. You want to go here to check out your bank, whether or not it's good, bad, or indifferent. you can do banks and credit unions. There's a tab for banks, and there's one here for credit union ratings. You'll notice about when it comes to banks, there's it's not shown on the screen here because it's too far to the right. There's like 600 banks out of 4,500. Let me say that again. 600 banks out of 4,500 that are rated as D or E. They rate from A to E. A being the best. There's 114 A's. There's 1589 B's. The bulk of them are in the C range, which is 2,220 banks. D, we got 521, and E, we got 82. So if you look at some of these banks, shows you right here. Here's some of the D's, some of the 500 D banks. Here we got one in Chicago, Albany Bank and Trust. They're all across the United States here, folks. So it's just not consolidated in one part of the United States. I just watched a video. There's some concerns about Zion Bank Corp, which there's been concerns about them for the last couple of years, and Flagstar. I've heard Flagstar name mentioned too. So check out your banks here, and certainly look at some of the. Here's one that's close to me: South Elgin, American Eagle Bank. You know, you can check in, you can drill into these banks too, and it tells you why they rate them. There's like 5 or 6 different categories that they rate: capitalization, asset quality, profitability, liquidity. A lot of these banks just have really poor liquidity ratings and stability. So there you go. So if you want to look at why a bank is getting a bad rating, it'll tell you. It gives you all their assets, gives you some of their non-performing loan ratios, loan loss to reserves, all sorts of good numbers that may lead to a bank having some minor issues, right? Some minor issues, and you don't want to be banking at a bank that has issues, okay? That's what I'm here to tell you. That's what I'm here to tell you. So then let's go over to the credit union ratings. There's more there's like, there's almost like, let's see here. We got about 800 out of 4,722 credit unions that are considered D or E. So that's a higher rating. We got 260 as A. We got about 1629 at B. We have 2028 at C. So the bulk of them, just like the banks, the bulk of them are in the C category, which is good and bad because it only takes a couple of blunders to put you down into D. And then we got the 650 almost of credit unions that are having some problems. Here's one in Milwaukee, Air Tech Credit Union. I've noticed it seems to be the credit unions that are very narrowly focused. They seem to have issues, you know, like the firefighters credit union or the police or what have you. Just a blanket observation, but check it out here. You can just scroll through these, and a lot of these, they just updated them as of May of 2024. Here's Battery Employees Federal Credit Union in Indiana. So there, you can see here's the rating date, 2024 May. So they're pretty recent. They're up to date. So you can kind of utilize this website back in 2008, 2009. They called all of those 253 banks that went under. This website called them out prior to them going under. So this is the Bible. This is the Bible, and I use this when I'm buying CDs through the Charles Schwab CD exchange portal. I utilize this to see how good or bad a bank is. Even though I'm only committing my money to 30 to 90 days, I still want to make sure that those banks aren't deadbeat banks. And I mean, if the worse they are, I'm expecting a little bit of a better rate. Normally, though, they don't. Rarely do I see any that are rated in like the E range. I might see some D's and C minuses when I'm going through checking out the Schwab banks, but just kind of a process to help protect myself a little bit and make myself aware of where the bank is on the spectrum of the ratings. So be careful, folks. Be careful. Check your bank. Find out. First thing you want to do is check your bank. Make sure you're not banking with one of those banks that's having issues. What we're seeing right now is not necessarily are the banks going under, but we're seeing more and more consolidation of banks. I've spoken to some people that work at some major banks, and they said, yes, we are actively consolidating / buying other banks, smaller banks, banks that have some issues, and taking them under our umbrella. And one of those banks that I know has done that is Bussey Bank, okay? You look at Bussey, B-U-S-S-E-Y. It's a regional bank here in Illinois. Oh, that's a credit. We want to go to the banks. We want to go to the banks. Where are the banks? Right here, we'll go to B-U-S-S-E-Y. And it's not coming up. Not coming up. Where's it at? There. Come on. Bring it for me. Not coming up. Not coming up. Let's see how we can get this here. Bank ratings. No, it doesn't want to bring it up for me for some reason. Don't know, guys. Don't know where it went. Where did they go? Where did they go? Banking. Let's try that. Well, it's not going to bring it up. But anyway, there is a bank out there called Bussey Bank. Hopefully I spelled it right. There it is. Right there. There it is. All right. I knew that it was out there. It's based in Champaign, but it's been making a surge into the Chicago suburbs. And they're expanding. They've got almost $11 billion of deposits. And they've been gobbling up some banks, some smaller banks with problems. So you heard it here first. You're going to see banks consolidate before banks go under, because the as I said, the FDIC DIF fund doesn't have much money in it. And our folks at the Fed would much rather see a bank taken over than one that they would have to go in and put into receivership and strip all the garbage out and take ownership of, and then find someone to buy what's left. So that's why you're going to see more and more bank consolidations, and not necessarily bank failures, because the FDIC can't afford to have oodles and oodles of bank failures. And when a bank fails, if there's a lot of domino effect going on, the FDIC's got a bigger problem. So they're going to want to contain that problem by making sure that a bank, when it is a problem bank, gets bought out quickly by a much larger, stronger bank who can take on those problems and hopefully make them smaller. So that's what you're going to see happen. Be on the lookout as you're driving around town and checking your banks. You just may see a sign change. You may see your bank. Your bank may send you a note saying, hey, we have now merged with Bank ABC. You're going to see that more so than a bank failure, I think, because of the way the risk level the way it is now, the FDIC does not want banks failing. They don't want to have to deal with that. So hopefully they're, as that one report showed here, this article here, they've identified the problem banks, and probably what they're not telling us is the next step is to try to find somebody to come in and take over these 63 problem banks, okay? And I noticed this article, they don't really mention who those 63 problem banks are, but I'm sure you can find somebody out there who's going to label a good portion of them for you if you are truly interested. And as I said, look at weissratings.com. It's a free website, and you can go out there, and it's got a whole host of information about banks, and you can check on yours or a bank you may be wanting to do some business with. So I'm done for today. Thought I'd bring up a little bit of banking for you guys. You know that I have a banking or a finance background. We love talking about finance. This is DJ Wonder Chrissy, and we're here at Migrant Mayhem at Land Cruiser Midwest, and we're talking about banks and how they're stealing you guys blind. Check out the rest of our finance videos out there. We've got a lot of talks like this where we talk about CD rates, we talk about the Fed. So just another video added to the list here, folks. Over and out, DJ Wonder Chrissy. See ya.